So good.
Ha baby, sina një lately, shkundi mu i spam, edhe dhe i treti. Sanet po ndrojnë të më nuk ka një njeti. Kaj është jam, jam a jo bashiketi. Leti shoqit që të thunë si avni.
What's going on, everybody? This is Martian here, and today we are going to be going over what settings not only do I use, but what settings I recommend you guys to use whenever you get this game, whenever you're getting everything all set up. We're going to go over button layouts, we're going to go over sensitivity, kind of the different benefits of the different button layouts, and so on and so forth. So let's jump right in. So we're in our settings right here. We're going to go to controls. We'll start with inversion. If you play with look inversion, you're weird. But just leave that to standard. So first thing we'll get into is sensitivity. So in all of the Call of Duty games, I've always played with the high sensitivity. And the reason for that is in Call of Duty, you just got so many things going on and so many people running around, and you need to turn every different direction very quickly. So it definitely helps to have the look sensitivity turned up pretty high. So whenever you start the game, it starts out on 4, which is the default for medium. To me, this is just moving at a snail's pace. I highly recommend what I did when I started the game is I started at 6 and kind of worked my way from there. I believe 6 is a pretty good middle point. It goes all the way up to 14, which is insane, but I'm on 7 right now. I think I'm about to turn it up to 8, and that's where I'm going to leave it. But whenever you're on 7 or 8, it gives you plenty of ability when you're rushing, say with a submachine gun, to turn every direction, turn around quickly, that sort of thing. So now that we're down here in the assist and vibration, if it's got aim assist, I say leave it on. If you want to go all out and be a tryhard and not leave aim assist on, be my guest. But the aim assist in this game isn't terribly bad. It doesn't really snap your reticle to the person that's walking by. It kind of just keeps it. I don't even know what it kind of just keeps it in the relative area that you need to be aiming. So say a guy's running from right to left and you're starting to look right, it'll just kind of snap your reticle a little bit this way to kind of help you start turning and shooting at that player. I think it's pretty good. I recommend you leave it on. Controller vibration, I would mean to turn it off. If you're using a scuff controller or anything like that, chances are you have the rumbles out, which helps. Say like explosives and whatnot are going off beside you. It really affects your aiming when you're aiming down the sight and whatnot. So you want to turn that off. So stick layout, that's default. If you want to use southpaw, that's fine. But I've always played default. I don't know. I don't think there are any benefits whatsoever unless one thumb is stronger than the other. That's not the case for me. But if one of your hands is better at aiming than the other, by all means change it to southpaw. So that's that. So button layout, this is one of the big things. So when you start the game, it's going to be on default. And basically default is just the normal Call of Duty settings. Your crouch and your prone is B in default, and then your melee is the right stick. Now I've kind of noticed in this game so far, I've seen a couple people do it, but drop shotting's not that big of a deal in this game. In some of the other Call of Duties, drop shotting has been almost a necessity sometimes. So if your play style is drop shotting, you're obviously going to want to be on tactical. The reason for this is you don't have to take your thumb off the analog stick when you're aiming to crouch. You can just keep it on the stick and press it down to crouch. It just makes it easier to drop shot and everything. Ever since the early Call of Duties, I've always used tactical because I drop shotted in the early Call of Duties. But like I said, in this game, it doesn't seem like much of a necessity. But I just went ahead and stayed with tactical. Like I said, I highly recommend tactical because even when you're not drop shotting, even when you're needing to crouch and strafe into cover, it helps to have the crouch as your right stick, so you don't have to take it off when you're aiming sticks to crouch. So there's that. So yeah, guys, these are the settings right here that I recommend. Really, the biggest thing in Call of Duty is the sensitivity. You just have to find a sensitivity that you're comfortable with. Like I said, it just really helps in this game to be able to turn and shoot really quickly. So I highly recommend you start on 6 like I did, and then either if that's too much, maybe go down 1 to 5. But you know, 7 or 8 seems like the sweet spot for me, so that's where I'm gonna be. In our next video, I will go over some classes that I think are going to be, you know, the strongest guns in the game. And not only that, you know, just certain classes for search and destroy, certain classes for different scenarios, like you say you're rushing, or if you're, you know, just kind of like a defensive player and you'd like to sit back and, you know, guard objectives and domination or whatnot. So we'll go over certain classes like that, and then soon we'll be getting into some zombies, and we'll get some zombie videos going. So I challenge you, before you exit out of this video, I challenge you to not only like the video, but to click that sub button. It really, you know, I'd really love you to sub to my YouTube, where we've got bunches of Black Ops 4 videos coming up, you know, gameplays, setting videos, you know, zombie strats, zombie Easter eggs, just, you know, everything Black Ops 4, you know, for the near future. So if you could, sub to my YouTube, like this video, and you guys have a great day.
Ha baby, sina ni lately, shkundi mu spam, edhe dhe I treti. Sanet po ndrojnë të më nuk ka një njeti. Ka është jam, jam a jo bashiketi. Leti shoqet që të thunë